me, sir.
Welcome back to Stephen King Month. So the last time we were here, we reviewed Stand By Me, and today we are going to be taking a look at Misery. Misery is once again directed by Rob Reiner and stars Kathy Bates and James Caan, as it involves a writer named Paul who has a very famous writing career writing a book called Misery, and it's based off a character called Misery. And one day, when he is finished writing his magnum opus, his final book in the series, his car gets into an accident on the road, and he is saved by his number one fan, Annie Wilkes. And from here, it gets darker and creepier and depressing. This film is a masterpiece in my opinion, mixed with a variety of Hitchcockian-type moving styles with a great writing team, and even really great acting from James Caan and Kathy Bates, especially Kathy Bates, who, might I add, later went on to win the only Academy Award for a Stephen King movie, for Best Actress. And it's well deserved. This character, Annie Wilkes, is probably the most horrifying fangirl ever created. She's a character that if you don't write a character in a certain way that she wants to have as the character, she will bust your legs apart. And that is probably the most horrifying aspect about her. She wants everything her way. And while she doesn't want to curse, while she doesn't want to, be this person that cusses all the time or becomes, like a Satan follower or whatnot, she'll be glad to break your legs if you don't agree with her. Kind of reminds me of some people nowadays, but it's just, like, this is a true blue horrifying fan moment. And may I also take the time to tell that the Misery book actually has a dedication to the fans of him. And yet he makes the antagonist a fan of the author. Kind of tells you what Stephen King thinks about his fan following at the time when the book came out. I don't know how he responds now, but it's completely different. Everything about this film is very tense. The music builds up the tension. The acting is great, especially from Kathy Bates and James Caan, both playing really good roles. The ending is a great revenge, and I'm not going to spoil too much about it because, again, if you haven't seen this movie, it is really great. Now, I could stop here and just give it an A+. However, I do have kind of a gripe with the film. Now, this has nothing to do with the film itself, it's just with the Blu-ray release. Take a look at this cover. It's just Annie Wilkes and, Paul here, just standing. That's just it. But, this version actually came with a collector's card. This one. Now, which one would you rather have as a cover for the movie? This one or this one? Obviously, you picked this one, right? Well, no, apparently not. They just put this as a collector's thing, and you just put it over the cover of the Blu-ray. Which I think is just lazy, If there's ever a re-release of this film, use this cover. This is a brilliant-looking cover. It tells so much, but so little. It's very minimalist, but it's overcomplicated. It's a great-looking cover. It doesn't show any of the characters on it. It just shows a foot in a typewriter being broken by a sledgehammer. That's what this movie should have as a cover. And also, the supporting cast in this film, the cop and the deputy, also help with breaking some of the tension, because the tension in this film is very, very high. I have to stress that if you are of the faint of heart, there are certain sequences in this film that can leave some of the best squeamish type people kind of huddling in the corner. That's how terrifying this film can be. And if you thought Kylo Ren is the biggest fanboy of them all, slashing away with his lightsaber on the control console, no. There's nothing that could beat Annie Wilkes. In fact, this is, again, it's probably the most scarily pinpointed performance towards the fan community ever. that's just all I can say. Yeah, with great performances, great cinematography, a great script, great director, pretty much a great movie all around, this movie gets an A+. This film definitely deserves it because among many of Stephen King's adaptations, this is one of the top 5 Stephen King adaptations that he actually likes. So, yeah, so that's all I have to say. Tune in next time where we'll be checking into the Overlook Hotel and we'll be discussing the movie and the miniseries. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.